Welcome inside RE/MAX Field on a beautiful Friday night in Edmonton's River Valley. As tonight on ICU Video, we have the Edmonton Prospects kicking off a three-game series against the visiting Melville Millionaires. For the Prospects, they come in now winners of 2 straight games after a nasty 6-game losing streak, and the second of those wins came last night in Swift Current after an 11-inning victory over the 57s. Meanwhile, for the Millionaires, they continue their road trip here through northern Alberta after winning their opener against the Fort McMurray Giants a couple of days ago. They've dropped their last 2 games. Now, this kicks off a very important stretch for the Edmonton Prospects. 20 games left in the season, and they find themselves 1 game back of the Medicine Hat Mavericks for the final playoff spot in the WCBL's West Division. An interesting development here tonight. Prior to the game, there seems to be a big, bright, glowing orb in the sky. Talking to our crack team of scientists here at RE/MAX Field, they tell me it's called the sun, and it's expected to stay around all weekend long. To further get you set for tonight's action, we'll send it up to the men who have the call, Al Coates and John Belmont.
Well, thank you very much, Andrew. Good evening, everybody. I certainly agree with those last statements you just made. Clear blue sky, that is something. I will talk about the All-Star game. You'll see the highlights of it in just a minute. Normally it's called the Midsummer Classic. I would call it the Midsummer Miracle. How we got that game in, a 5-4 win for the West Division. It poured rain before the game. It poured rain after the game. But there was a 2.5-hour window and we got it in.
We got it in, and it was very good baseball. It was just a tremendous game with pitching and with base running, hitting. They had it all.
5-4 was the score. The West Division wins the inaugural event, the first ever Western Canada Baseball League Midsummer Classic, played right here at RE/MAX Field. And let's take a look at some of the highlights of that 9-inning ball game. Be wet. With the playing conditions on the diamond are excellent. There's a ball back up the middle, right through the wickets of Michael Batten, and that'll be a run-scoring single and a line drive base hit.
Road political leader, political thinker, and not prone to chaining myself to things.
Yeah.
But I would chain myself to this ballpark.
Yeah.
This is a gem in our valley. It's a great amenity for our city, and we got to build this area up around it.
Devin getting loose. Balk is the batter, and he ropes a base hit out into right field. Here's the wide turn, and Ashton Ross on his way towards third. He's going to come around. He's going to come in, potentially to score, and he will. I had my eye off the ball. What happened in right field? 2 out. You're going to play the infield fully back on the middle infield. Midway on the corners. This ball is belted up the middle. That'll be a run-scoring single. That'll make the run earned. Vault comes in to score as Travis Hunt gets his first knock of the All-Star game. A run-scoring single to center field. And the 3-2 delivery. He turned this one right around. There's a ball that's belted out into deep left field, and it's not coming back. That's a home run for Jack Berry. That one was out over the plate, and you can wave it goodbye.
That's not where he wanted to throw that ball. He wanted to get it in on the hands, and he got it just out over the plate, inside center of the plate, and he jacked it.
And here comes the 2-2. Hit on the ground, slow ground ball to the left side, scooped up here by De La Cruz. Throw to first is missed, and the run's going to come in to score.
Now that's got to be an error on the first baseman, I think, Al, by the looks of it.
There's the pitch, and it's a wild pitch. It's going to go onto the screen, and the run will come in to score. Jack Lang crosses the plate. Everybody else moves up.
Catching his pitcher.
There's a ball that's belted into left field and down the line. This is going to make this an interesting ball game. 2 runs are going to come in to score. As Holden pulls into second. There you have it, a 5-4 victory for the West Division over the Eastern Division. A game for the most part very cleanly played. Got a little raggedy at the end, but a 5-4 West Division win.
It was, and again, it was just excellent baseball. A lot of fun for everybody in the stands.
Back down to the field to play, Andrew Peard with our pregame interviews.
Joined now by Edmonton Prospects manager Jordan Blundell. And Jordan, you guys coming off a couple wins down in Swift Current. Looked like some real good pitching performances. I know Erickson got dinged up a little early, but the guys behind him picked him up. What did you like about the way the guys pitched on the latest trip to Swift Current?
Yeah, really, like the staff stepped up for us, and they've been like that pretty much the whole year. Jesse Ponawazik came in and relieved Matt and did what we needed. We needed zeros. We're pretty much at that point, and what a heck of an effort that he gave us, and we were able to win one late, something that we've had some trouble doing, and it felt good for the guys to build some confidence that we can do that. You can win the late one, you can win that extra inning one. So really good to take 2 or 3 from a classy and really good ball club in Swift.
And I wanted to ask you about the bats. We talked about when the team was on that recent losing streak. You thought the guys were having good at bats, maybe not just being rewarded. Did you kind of feel that statistically that kind of course corrected itself on the latest trip?
Yeah, I mean, there was all 3 games we hit balls at guys again. In inopportune times. The game we lost, we had bases loaded, 2 outs, and we hit a ball through the middle of the field, and their shortstop made a highlight reel top 10 play of the year, and if that falls in there, it's 2 runs, and we're up by 2 runs late in the game, and I felt like that's happened to us quite a bit, and it may be justly happening to us because some of our at-bats haven't been great. But hopefully the baseball gods will even that out for us, and we'll get a little bit better with the at-bats, and we'll get a little bit more rewarded here.
I know we talk about how in baseball every game is a new day with a new arm on the hill, but when you get an 11-inning game win, specifically because it was so late last night, and they got to turn around and play today, is there a chance that momentum can carry over?
I don't believe in it. I don't believe in momentum. I think players can kind of get on runs and feel good themselves, but as a team, for me, it starts and ends on the clock. You go to bed, it's a whole new day. Everything changes. I thought personally I'd be more tired today, getting home late, early this morning, and but I woke up. I felt great. I can't speak for the guys. I hope they feel great. The guys that are in the lineup anyway. But we're in the dogfight now. We gave ourselves an opportunity by getting 2 in Swift. Today's a new day. We've got enough guys that we can move guys around. We're pretty versatile, so hopefully everybody's ready to go tonight. We're looking forward to a good one.
And Trevor Berg on the hill, we've seen him come out of the pen a little bit this year. I know he's been starting lately. What can we expect from him?
Yeah, I'm not sure how much he started here. He's had a couple starts on the road. A couple weeks ago in Weyburn, kind of established himself as he wants a job in the rotation, and threw really well for us after that no-hit game, and then followed it up in Okotoks and had a great start there again. And he pounds his zone. He works quick. He's tough to hit. I had a chance to stand in on him on a side session there in Swift Current, and he's got some good stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing him tonight and getting a chance to show his stuff in front of the home crowd.
Thanks for this, Jordan. Best luck tonight.
Thank you, Andrew.
Joined now by Melville Millionaires manager Mike Green, and Mike, we'll start with this. I know a couple tough losses up in Fort McMurray, but before that, I think you guys won 5 of your past 7 games. And with just how much parity there is in the WCBL, did you feel like your team's kind of starting to hit its stride here just past the midway point?
Yeah, we started 5-11, so since then we're 8-8. Before those, we're 8-6 obviously, but we're starting to hit the ball. We didn't hit when we were 5-11. We weren't hitting. We've had great starting pitching from the beginning, but we're starting to hit now. So, and our defense has been a little shaky, and when we hit the ball, but our starting pitch has been great. So.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about kind of the strengths and weaknesses of this team. I look at a pitcher like Chris Paralewski, who's given you just a ton of really good innings this year. Has it been sort of arm heavy for the strength side?
Yeah, definitely. Our starting pitching, we sent 3 to the All-Star game. Should have been 4, but we have. Our starting pitching is strong, and our pen we haven't gotten where we used up our pen yet. Actually, had to get them work and stuff. We had to get them work. We're strong pitching, and we're not the greatest hitting team in the world yet.
You do mention, though, it is starting to come around. Is that just a matter of guys, again, maybe adjusting back to the wood bats, just getting more and more comfortable with the more at-bats they get as the season goes on?
Yeah, we were hitting like 222 as a team, and now I haven't checked, but I'd say probably 250 now anyway. So, yeah, and then we've got a set lineup. Finally get the set lineup who hits well behind each other and like that kind of stuff. But the bats catch up. I think all around. At the beginning, our pitching was really dominant and stuff, and now it's not so dominant. I mean, I think just the hitters get used to wood bats and being up here for a while. 100 at bats now, so yeah.
First time into Remax Field for your group. You got the artificial infield. What do you expect from your guys? And is that a concern, just making sure guys are able to read ground balls, as effectively as possible?
Well, we just played at Fort Mac, so we got a little taste of turf there. So it didn't change us too much. It doesn't change the way we play really. But we playing at Fort Mac for 3 games helps us. Yeah.
Appreciate the time, Mike, and best of luck tonight.
All right, thank you very much.
Well, there you have it, just a picture of splendor here tonight in the North Saskatchewan River Valley. It's amazing how much nicer Remax Field looks when the sun is shining. And guess what? It's magic. The crowds come out.
That's exactly right. Beautiful night for baseball. The crowds just love it.
Starting lineup now for the Melville Millionaires in town for the 3-game series tonight. Tomorrow night, the matinee contest getting underway at 2:05, and Sunday afternoon. There you see the opposing managers. The gentleman in the blue uniform is the field manager of the Millionaires, Mike Green. Jordan Blundell explaining the ground rules here at the ballpark. Their umpiring crew this evening, it's Jim Crawford calling the balls and strikes. Darren DeKinder at first base. Tyler Bourne is the umpire at third. Here now the starting lineup for the Millionaires. The leadoff batter playing in left field is Evan Moore. Hitting second at third base, Braden Dobbs. Ryan Moormeyer, the shortstop tonight. And Dalton Horner will be the cleanup batter. He'll play in right field. Marcus Irving, the center fielder, and hitting sixth. The designated hitter, it's Cody Goggins. Jake Green will do the catching tonight. Caden Zacharias is the second baseman, bats eighth. And Mike Osga is the first baseman, and he'll bat ninth. Pitching tonight, it'll be Tyler Price. Price up on the mound for the Millionaires. Prospects line up this way. Brendan Luther at second base. Davis Pratt at third base, bats second. Tanner Hunt out in right field, the best bat in the prospect lineup by far, playing in right field. Nolan Walker plays at first base. He'll be the four-hole hitter. Jake Geary will do the catching. Javier Ramirez is the shortstop, and he bats sixth. Jake McDonald is the designated hitter tonight. Newcomer into the lineup is the left fielder. He will wear number 38. His name is Zach Thomas. We'll tell you a bit more about him in a bit. Tanner Roundy is the center fielder tonight. He'll bat ninth. And pitching, it'll be Trevor Berg up on the bump tonight for the Prospects. The other games in the Western Canada Baseball League tonight. The Okotoks Dogs will kick off a weekend series up in that beautiful ballpark in Fort McMurray. Moose Jaw Miller Express are at Yorkton. And the Brooks Bombers are in Medicine Hat tonight. The Regina Red Sox are in Weyburn. And that'll be a clash of the Titans in the Eastern Division. The two top clubs, you could cover them with a blanket. And the Swift Current 57s are in Lethbridge. Prospects coming off a pretty good series. They lost the opener on Tuesday night. A 10-inning ball game. They lost 3-2. Excellent pitched ball games all the way through. And then the Prospects came back with a couple of victories. 4-2 over Swift Current on Wednesday night. And a 5-4 victory in 11 innings down in Swifty. That was last night, so a long bus ride home. And a short day today, but they're all hale and hearty and ready to go. Nice ball game here tonight. We're forecasting that anyway. The weather's going to be great. Looks good for the weekend as well. Nice day tomorrow. The odd shower on Sunday afternoon, but showers aren't rain. There's a big difference.
Oh, there's a heck of a difference.
Quick look at the standings. First off, in the Eastern Division, Weyburn has got a one-game lead on the Red Sox. Weyburn at 22-8. Regina at 22-10, one game back. Swift Current 20-13, 3.5 games out. And the Moose Jaw Miller Express, 17 victories, 14 losses, 5.5 games back. Tonight's opposition, the Melville Millionaires, have lost 6 more times than they've won, but they're pulling it around a little bit. They got outstanding starting pitching. They're a 500 ball club in the last 2 weeks. 5 wins, 5 losses, 10 games out of the division lead. And the Yorkton Cardinals just having a tough year. You can't sugarcoat it. 2 victories, 28 losses, 20 games back. And they are on the heels of a 12-game skid. So there's the story in the standings of the Eastern Division of the Western Canada Baseball League. Let's get set for the anthems and tonight's scheduled 9-rounder.
With glowing hearts we seek the right.
Nicely done with that rendition of Old Canada. We're here tonight at Remax Field at Edmonton, getting set for a ball game that'll be played under ideal conditions tonight. Game time temperature up in the high 70s Fahrenheit, low 20s, I would think, centigrade. And it's going to be Mr. Berg on the bump. He'll make his 4th start and his 10th appearance on the season. He's sucked up 27 innings, 26 hits, 11 runs. They're all earned runs. Walked 5 batters. He struck out 22. He logs a record of 1-2 with a save and a 3.66 earned run average. And the Western Canada Baseball League is hitting .250 off the right arm that you see right there. Trevor Berg pitching tonight. Here for the Prospects, wearing their home white uniforms with a black and gold trim. Berg out of Henderson, Nevada. He's a 6-foot, 220-pounder. Works out of that drop and drive delivery. You quite often see that at 6-feeters or below, heavy guys, they throw from that drive and drop. Here it is. Here you drop and then you drive. Very simple delivery, not a lot to go wrong with it. Very seldom you get a sore arm out of a drop and drive delivery.
It's a lot easier on the arm. And one thing about Trevor Berg, very much like Hunter Boyd, he works very quickly. And he's got a myriad of pitches. He's got his fastball. He's got a change. Got a good slider. Good curve.
Defensively tonight, it'll be Geary behind the plate. On the corners, Pratt's at third, Walker at first, the shortstop Ramirez, Brandon Luther at second base. The outfield tonight of Zach Thomas, Tanner Roundy, and Travis Hunt left through right in the outfield. And this ball game is going to get underway at 7:08 Mountain Time here at Remax Field, the first of a 3-game weekend series. The Prospects and the Melville Millionaires have picked things up a little bit. They've had pretty good pitching all year long. The hitting was a little bit sketchy, but that's picked up. They are a 500 ball club in their last 10 games, 5 victories and 5 losses. Berg right off the third base side of the slab, and the pitch. Down and away slider, 1 ball, no strike. The Prospects, we've had a rough go here of late. There's no question about that. They've picked it up a little bit, 2 out of 3 against Swift Current, but they're just a game out of a playoff spot.
And this is the thing, as long as you keep in there, and the one thing that they are doing is with the last 2 wins, coming home off of that, they've got to be pumped. I know Jordan Blundell doesn't necessarily believe that, but I think it picks you up when you win a couple in a row.
And here comes the 1-1 pitch, breaking ball down and away. I mean, if you're a Yorkton Cardinal right now, I mean, that tire is flat out of air. That tank is out of gas.
Yeah, and it's tough to go to the ballpark every day.
Count of 2 balls and a strike. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball, fouled in the batter's box. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Evan Moore, the batter, a .270 hitter, right-handed batter, plays in left field. Braden Dobbs, the third baseman, and Ryan Moormeyer, the shortstop. Up here in the top half of the first inning. The windup in the 2-2 delivery turned that ball over and missed with it low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Moore out of Afaret, Georgia. Big knee bend. He takes a rip at the pitch, fouls it back.
Good fastball by Berg.
5'9", 170-pounder. He attends Belhaven University. Prospects will have Monday and Tuesday off. We'll be back here against the Brooks Bombers on Wednesday and Thursday night. There's a long throw across the diamond by Davis Pratt. Nolan Walker there to dig it out of the dirt. 5-3 for scoring. And you've got a ground ball out to get it going.
Good big handles on that. Pratt's got a good solid arm.
A 292 batter due up now. That is Braden Dobbs, the third baseman. St. Louis, Missouri ball player, attends Fontbonne University. Boy, you find out about some schools you've never heard of before covering this league.
Isn't that
Strike
the truth?
on the outside. Washington State, yeah, I know all about that, but not so much here. Berg is ready to go. The pitch is rolled off to the right-hand side. It's a dribbler onto Brendan Luther, gathers it in. And his throw is right on target, 2 away. Ryan Moormeyer will be the batter. Looks like he tried to pull an outside pitch.
It did, and very easy play for Luther. Kind of hitched on the throw. I don't think he thought Walker was ready. The thing you got to watch here, Al, and we've talked about it before, that the infielders, you don't want to hitch. We got some pretty good speed with these runners.
Probably not as big a deal on the right-hand side of the diamond. It's a lot quicker throw, slower throw, and don't have to throw it near as far.
Exactly.
Pitch inside, 1 ball and no strikes here to Moormeyer. Kick in the delivery, and a fastball is right down Broadway. 1 ball, 1 strike. Infield is play back. The outfield is straight away. The dimensions of the ballpark up the middle, another time zone, 420 feet from the back point of home plate to the plywood. 340 down the left field line, 320 up the line and right. There he pulls the string in a nice changeup. He threw it in the strike zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, and the base is empty here in the top half of the first inning. And the pitch. There's a line drive belted back up the middle. Threw a 2-strike pitch, and he threw it just a little bit too good.
He did, and again, another breaking ball. He just gets it out over the plate and up a little high.
Dalton Horner, the batter, playing out in right field tonight. Out of Bishop, Texas, out of Prairie View A&M University. Here's the pitch to him. He got out in front of a hung changeup, fouls it away, strike 1.
Prairie View A&M has got a very good football program. Nice thing you get in that part of Texas, and boy, you got a lot of heat.
That should do it. It's off the head of the batter, dribbler. Here to the shortstop, Ramirez. And the force out will retire the side. A 4-batter up inning here in the top half of the first. Zeros across. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. 1/2 inning in the books. Prospects coming to bat. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. Bottom half of the first inning, Tyler Price on the mound tonight. Here for the Millionaires, a 6-foot, 210-pound right-hander out of the University of Houston, Victoria. Huffman, Texas, the hometown. The starting pitcher tonight for the Millionaires kicks that leg up high and delivers. High and outside, 1 ball, no strike. Price will make his 8th appearance, his 7th start, 26 2/3 innings. 39 hits, 29 runs, 22 earned. He's walked as many as struck out, 17 walks, 17 strikeouts. ERA at 7.42. And the league is batting .339. We're off Tyler Price. Fully back on the middle infield, about midway on the corners. The outfield is straight away. Jake Green behind the plate. Dobbs at third, Osgood the first baseman. Moormeyer the shortstop, Zacharias at second base. Brendan Luther with his front foot open, takes a big rip at a hook. It's a slow curve, 2-2. Evan Moore is in left field, Marcus Irving in center, and Dalton Horner is the right fielder. In the bottom half of the first inning, the lid lifter of a 3-game series. With the Millionaires, there's a bouncing ball up the middle. Zacharias to his right. The ball skips off the heel of his glove for a scratch single.
That just gets by. Good bat control. Nice, easy swing. Tried to backhand it, couldn't quite get it.
Go to Davis Pratt. Prospects with some left-handed batters. They're in the top end of the order here against the right-handed pitcher. Pratt hitting .263. St. Albert ball player, one of a handful of local players on the team this year. And some of the better players, I might add. That pitch is a fastball outside, 1 ball and no strikes.
They really are, and he's one of the boys that plays at Cloud Community College. Had a good freshman year.
They'll shorten the middle infield up. Dobbs up wide of the bag at third, a throw back to first base. Short lead taken by Brendan Luther. He's easily back. Well, I was sort of here, a guy I met one time, long after his days of renown, and he was a right-handed pitcher, pitched for the Yankees, he was a knuckleballer. But in 1969, he wrote that book that infuriated a lot of people, Ball 4, as Jim Boughton. Passed away at age 82. Believe it or not, after he'd had all those good years in the big leagues, I saw him pitching in the Alberta Major League for the Calgary Jimmies. He was getting guys out in that league, I can tell you.
Oh, I'm sure. He was a very good pitcher in his day for about 4 years. He did pretty good.
High hopper up the middle. Price, if he puts leather on it, gets a double play ball, but he just missed it by inches, and that'll be a base hit, put 2 men on. Travis Hunt will be the batter.
Again, just got wood on the ball and hit it in the right spot.
Tanner Hunt, the right fielder, hitting .346. He was the MVP of the All-Star game back on Sunday.
He's had a good season, both in the outfield and at the plate. Got excellent speed, tall, rangy young man.
Now, the book he wrote Ball 4, of course, was, if you can rate a book as XXX, I guess that's what you'd call it. Today, it'd probably be bedtime reading. There's a wild pitch. That'll move everybody around, second and third base.
One of the biggest things of that book, up until that time, Al, no Major League Baseball players in most pro sports would not talk about what went on in the locker room. And
that was taboo.
That was taboo, and
should still be.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And different because now there are some ball players think it's fine to do it, and that came about because of that book.
He was an original member of the Seattle Pilots. And here comes the 1-0 delivery. Fastball is upstairs. Go to 2 balls and no strikes.
When the Seattle Pilots started, they did their spring training, believe it or not, in Apache Junction, Arizona.
Oh, I've been there.
Yeah. And that's all they have there basically was a ballpark. There was one traffic light in those years off Apache Boulevard.
Used to be a place called the Ukulele Lounge, and I frequented that on many an occasion. There's a ground ball, left side, throw is high. Run will come in to score. Another run's going to come in on the throwing error, and an auspicious start for the Melville Millionaires. Brendan Luther's going to score on what should have been a ground ball out, so he'll get a run batted in. He's going to end up at second base on a 2-base throwing error. Davis Pratt will score on the E6. So we get 1 run batted in on the bouncing ball to Murmeyer. Made a nice fielding play, but a horrendous throwing play.
Yeah. He let her go early and it sailed.
So the prospects with a couple of runs in the bank early. There's nobody out. There's a man in scoring position. Our first-year manager here back in 81 and 82 in our AAA club, Gordy Lund, was a Seattle Pilot.
Oh.
Lou Piniella was the starting right fielder.
Yeah, isn't that something?
There's a guy named Don Mincher, played on that club. I met Don. He was a GM of a AA club in the Texas League. Old Joe Schultz was the manager. He used to say to him before the game, come on, let's get that one over with. We can start pounding on that cold bud.
Yeah.
A ball and a strike on Nolan Walker. Apache Junction is really just up the road from Old Gene Autry Park in McKellips. You keep going east.
That's right.
You can't miss it. Walker, a .233 batsman. Tyler Price rocks from the set position, delivers. There's a bouncing ball to first base. Osga got it. Makes the unassisted put out at the bag. Hunt moves to third, and there's 1 away. Got the job done, moved his runner over. Jake Geary is the batter up. A nice job as a receiver this season, number 22, hitting .314. Early in the going, you try everybody out, but clearly he's the guy to go to behind the dish.
He is. He blocks very, very well, handles the pitchers well, and he's a young man who can hit with power. Freshman at Yale University.
And the pitch is a fastball high in the book. Boughton recalls when he was just trying to break in with the Yankees, late 50s, 60, whatever year it was. And in those days, the veterans didn't really like rookies because that means there was a potential you're going to take one of their friends' jobs away from them. And he's battling away in Florida, trying to get some outs. Bouncing ball to the left side. Murmeyer makes a nice pick, and he throws a strike to the bag, and it's not in time. Infield hit with a run batted in for Jake Geary. No error there. That's a good fielding play. Throw was on the money, but the big catcher legs out 90 feet and lickety split time for an infield hit.
And it was a tough play because he had to dive to his left, get the ball, get up, and let it go.
Javier Ramirez will be the batter. So Boughton is battling away in this spring training game, and he found out later the reason he was having so much trouble is the catcher was Yogi Berra, and he was telling the batters what was coming.
Oh,
can't do that in the league game, but exhibition games, well, whatever.
All's fair.
One out here in the inning, double play depth in the middle infield. Fastball is upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes on Ramirez.
You know, an interesting thing about Yogi and that group back then, if you were in that, it could be a rookie or whatever, and you did a lot of chirping in the dressing room, they would find a way to get back at you, and that could have been one of the ways. But Jim was over 80, wasn't he?
He was 82.
82, yeah.
What it did, too, it expelled the myth that all athletes don't have feet made of clay.
That's exactly right.
Three balls, 1 strike on Javier Ramirez. Jake Geary with 1 foot out on the carpet at first base. Here's the pitch. There's a bullet hit to the left side of the diamond, and that's a base hit. And Javier Ramirez is aboard. And Geary pulls in a scoring position.
Good, strong single. Pulled it right through the hole. Gets Geary to second.
McDonald is the 7th batter up here in the inning. 3 runs have scored. 1 of those runs is an unearned run. That base hit just made the 2nd run, which was momentarily unearned, made it an earned run. Tanner Hunt, when he scored, has to be an unearned run. You get on base with an error, it cannot be anything but an unearned run. 0-1 is the count. Here comes the pitch. It's in the dirt. Here's a throw on to third base, and that's a way off target. A rush throw here by the catcher, Jake Green. He started the runner, so he'll get credit with a stolen base. And the ball is down into the bullpen, so that's to be a ground rule double, I would think.
I believe, is he going to have to go back to third?
Well, it can't be a ground rule double. The ball was thrown wide.
That's right.
It can be out of play if it goes into the dugout.
Well, in the bullpen out there, that might be the thing. They might send him back. We'll have to see what the ruling on it is.
Jake Geary's going to get credit for a steal of third, and he'll come in to score on the throwing error by the catcher, Jake Green. He just didn't get set when he made the throw. He was throwing that ball off his heels, not off his toes.
Yeah, they're sending him back to third base.
So Ramirez will get a stolen base a second, and he'll go to third on the E2. Second error of the inning here by the Millionaires. And the DH, Jake McDonald, sits at an 0-1 count. It's easy to say from up here, but Jake Green should have just ate the ball.
Exactly right. And when you're off balance, bad things happen.
Kind of a ball and a strike with the 1 away. Big right-hander's delivery. There he dots an eye on the outside corner. 1-2. Okotoks Dogs at 25-7. They've cooled off a little bit. They're 8-2 in their last 10. If you call that cooling off, they were 10-0, but can't do that forever. There's a high pop fly, short right field, drifting in with the sun at his back. It's Dalton Horner. He'll make the catch, and you got 2 away. Zach Thomas will be the batter. Newcomer to the Prospects.
We have not seen Zach, so it'll be interesting to see what he does with a bat.
Out of Lakeland, California, 5'11", 175-pounder. He attends Dixie State University somewhere in Utah. This is his maiden voyage. First time to the plate in a prospect uniform. Right-handed batter up there. Looks at a high fastball. Ball one.
I wonder if that Dixie State is now four-year school, used to be junior college in St. George. Every time I hear Dixie State, I think of one of the Confederate states.
Yeah. I'm familiar with the ballpark. Back in 1995 when this park opened, we played a bunch of home games on the road. We played Las Vegas. 2 out of the 4 games that we had to play were technically Edmonton home games. We played in St. George, Utah at Bruce Hurst Stadium. Named after a pretty good left-hand pitcher. It was from St. George.
Yeah, that's really a nice little city, St. George. Basically a college town.
And here comes the 1-2 delivery. That's a way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at third is Javier Ramirez. 4 runs in the bank, 3 unearned runs here in the inning. Zach Thomas is the 8th batter to the plate here in the bottom of 1. Going to work out of the stretch with the man at third. Throws a belt-high fastball. The plate umpire Jim Crawford indicates that is strike 3, and that'll do it. The big inning for the prospects. 4 runs across the plate. Got a little ugly there with a couple of throwing errors. But 4 in the bucket for the prospects. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. Second inning about set to get underway. Marcus Irving, the center fielder. Batting .224, the leadoff batter. Against Trevor Berg, big burly right-handed pitcher out of Henderson, Nevada. Drops his arm dangle down a little bit, throws a sinker ball on the mid inside of the plate, and it's in there for a swung on strike, 0-1. Cody Goggins, the designated hitter, Jake Green, the catcher. Menu of batters that this young right-hander is going to face. Sinker ball inside, count even up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, they're all back underway in the major leagues tonight. After the 4-day All-Star break, it was a victory, a 1-run victory for the American League, their 7th straight victory in the Summer Classic, played at that beautiful ballpark in downtown Cleveland. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Big high hopper wide of third base. David Pratt there to get it. Throw was a little bit high. Back down on the bag is Nolan Walker. He can score that a 5-3 putout, 1 away. 2 big men on the corners.
Pratt plays that third base very well. It's 2 throws now that he's throwing a little high, and Nolan Walker's helped him out.
And Cody Goggins is the batter up, a .230 hitter. Pittsburgh tonight in Chicago to play the Cubs. Washington at Philadelphia. The Blue Jays continue their series at Yankee Stadium. Tampa Bay Devil Rays are in Baltimore. The Dodgers, maybe the best team in baseball, who knows, but Ed and Out are in Boston. The Mets at Miami. Minnesota at Cleveland. The Astros and the Texas Rangers at the ballpark in Arlington. The Giants tonight are in Milwaukee. Arizona's in St. Louis. Detroit at Kansas City. Cincinnati plays the Colorado Rockies in Denver. White Sox tonight are out at Oakland. There's a ball that's cued to the left side of the diamond. Pratt nicely down onto his glove hand side. Slings the ball onto first base, 2 away. He was playing well wide of the bag on that left-handed batter, and for good reason. There you see it. Just a couple of paces onto his left. Throw is right on the money.
Squared up very well on that. Very nice play by Davis Pratt.
Mariners tonight and the Angels at the ballpark in Anaheim. And the Atlanta Braves are in San Diego tonight. 2 up, 2 down. Here's the pitch and another bouncing ball down to third. Pratt should get 3 assists here in the inning. Oh, that won't happen. I jinxed him. He slung that one way too high. That'll be an E5.
Now there's a case, and we've talked about this before with young athletes. He's had 2 fairly tough plays. Here he nonchalants it a little bit. Just tried to flick it over there, overthrows first base.
Aiden Zacharias will be the batter. Did you see any of the home run hitting derby? It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Young Mr. Guerrero from Toronto did himself proud. Didn't win it. Got nicked out by the guy from the Mets, but
I think he was exhausted.
He didn't put the red light on. He just took pitch after pitch and swung and hit him hard. Caden Zacharias, a 206 batter, 2 out, man at first base. 4-0 ball game. Prospects lead early into this one tonight. We're in the top of 2. Jim Crawford indicates that as a called strike. In the Eastern Division, the Yankees have stretched out a 6.5 game lead on the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. The Yankees at 57-31. And that is the best record in the entire American League. The Red Sox are 9 back, 49-41. The Blue Jays 34-57, 24.5 games back. And the Orioles at 27-62, 30.5 games off the pace. Here's the pitch, and it's popped up. They say at the All-Star break where you are in the standings, it becomes a legitimate where you are in the standings. And Baltimore is legitimately the lousiest club in the American League.
Boy, they sure are.
That pop-up and foul ground will do it here in the second. No runs, no hits, 1 error. 1 man left aboard, 4-0 Prospects as we motor on to the bottom of 2. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. 8 batters to the plate in the top of the first inning. 4 runs came around to score. By my calculations, only one of them an earned run. 4 hits. 2 huge throwing errors. One by the shortstop, Moormeyer, and another one by the catcher, Jake Green. And 1 batter left on base. It all came down to that comebacker. He feels that ball, the right-hand pitcher, Price. He gets a ground ball double play, probably gets out of the inning.
Exactly right.
Normally, a pitcher uses a third baseman's glove, which is a few inches smaller than an outfielder's glove and a little bit bigger than a middle infielder's glove. But I notice now a lot of the Oriental pitchers, the guys from Japan, Korea, and what, they use an outfielder's glove. An outfielder's glove can be no larger than from the heel of the glove on the tape measure right up to the top of the fingers. It can't be any more than 12 inches, which is just about a highlight basket.
It is. And, one of the interesting things to me is, and watching it over the years, still one of the very best that there is in gloves is the Wilson A2000. Been around for years and years, still used a lot.
You know your gloves. There's a pop-up in the infield. Dobbs camped under that. The third baseman went away. I still remember my first glove. I wasn't much bigger than a pop bottle. It was a Hiawatha.
Really?
You ever heard of that?
No.
That was a new one. That was one thing.
There you go. First glove I had was a Rawlings, and one of those small infielder gloves. Really good.
Brendan Luther will be the batter up. 1 gone here in the last of 2. Fully back on the middle infield, about midway on the corners. And the outfield is straight away. Here Tyler Price throws a strike. Belt high on the outside block. 0-1.
Good pitch. He's getting his control in now by the looks of it.
The Melville Millionaires coming off a 2-game series sweep. Now the Fort McMurray Giants. Last I checked, it's on Trans-Canada Melville. I want to say are just off it and east of Regina. Only about a 25-minute ride from Yorkton. Bouncing ball to the right side. Here the second baseman, Zacharias, either took his eye off the ball or, well, he must have. That's an out. He's got to get an out on that play. That'll be the 3rd error today for the Millionaires.
Yeah, I'm sure he must have been looking a little bit at first base on that. Got right under his glove.
And Davis Pratt will be the batter up. Minnesota Twins might go wire to wire in the Central Division of the American League. 56-33, a retooled ball club. Had a couple of real poor years. But they got it going real good. 5.5 game lead on the Cleveland Indians at 50-38. And that's a good club. They're only 12 games better than 500. So they're certainly going to get a shot maybe at a wild card position. Longest drought in the major leagues, the Cleveland Indians. There's a hot comebacker to the mound. That'll go off the glove of Price, and there won't be a play anywhere. So that'll be an infield hit. Pratt's aboard. That hit pretty hard. Pretty hard to score that in air, but right off his glove.
Yeah, it's a hard hit ball. It's got to be a hit. But again, this a week ago, 2 weeks ago, Those were outs for the Trappers.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. Tonight those bats are like magic wands. Tanner Hunt reached base on an error. Got credit with a run batted in his first time through. The White Sox are 7 games back. The Royals 21.5 games back. And the Bengals are 20.5 games back. Not a good year in Motor City. Man breaks for third. Here's the throw. Here's the slide. Here's the tag. And dead on arrival at third base is Brendan Luther. Here the catcher, Jake Green, makes a nice throw. This time he got his feet planted properly. Throws a strike to the bag.
Perfect throw. This is something that the prospects have been doing. They're very aggressive with their base runners.
Well, you're up 4 runs. You can do that.
You can, and you've got some guys that can move, and Travis Hunt's one of them.
Davis Pratt with a short lead off at first base. The pitch is upstairs. And the Houston Astros, managed by Anthony John Hinch, who caught here about 20 years ago for a brief period of time, went up to the big leagues as a player with the Oakland A's, won the World Series a couple of years ago. And that was a feel-good World Series for Houston. Remember, they had all that rain and that terrible flooding and people out of their homes. And they came around and had a little something to root for in the month of October.
They sure did. And, you know, it's funny how that works. The same thing happened the year after Katrina with the New Orleans Saints and the NFL. And it's funny how the community picks or pulls together around their teams.
Yeah. There's the 2-1 pitch, check swing on a high and tight fastball, go to ball 3. When we used to go into New Orleans to play the Zephyrs, and the ballpark was not far from the airport, right beside the New Orleans Saints training camp, in a place called Metairie, Louisiana. But from the hotel, you could look up, and New Orleans is in the flats, kind of in the gully, and way above it is Lake Pontchartrain. Now, why they ever built a town above a lake is beyond me, because that's what happened.
Yeah,
the Weir overflowed.
That's exactly right. And blew through the dikes.
There's a ball that's drifted up the middle, pretty much a room service fly ball, and Marcus Irving is there to make the catch, and that will retire the side. He's got a good rip at it, but didn't get good wood on it. And a long fly ball out, sets down the side, no runs, 1 hit, 1 error. 1 left, 2 in the books on a 4-0 Prospects lead. Andrew Peart, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Al. Just a couple of quick notes. Obviously, it's going to be a beautiful weekend here in Edmonton and down in the River Valley. Anybody sitting at home thinking about making their way down to the ballpark, well, tomorrow night here at Remax Field, it will be country night. They'll have the hay bales out for the kids, country music playing in the stadium all night long. And then after the game, stick around, because Andrea Nixon will be putting on a concert. Just another great effort by the staff here with the Edmonton Prospects to keep the entertainment coming, not just on the baseball field. And then Sunday afternoon, an important day. It is First Responders Day here at the ballpark, and kind of a nice correlation between first responders and ball players, specifically on the law enforcement side with the Prospects. A couple of players, Hunter Boyd and Davis Pratt, have already expressed interest after their baseball careers about getting into the law enforcement field. And then, of course, Austin Kennedy, a pitcher with the Prospects, had a chance to catch up with his dad just after Canada Day, a long-time police officer down in the Oakland area. So a lot of good stuff coming up at the ballpark this weekend. Al, John, back up to you guys.
Out of the 3rd inning of play. And here for the Melville Millionaires, it'll be Mike Osga, the first baseman, hitting out of the 9th spot in the order. I spoke of Brooks. The Brooks Bombers are going to be in town here Wednesday and Thursday night. And the Prospects will be down in Lethbridge in a 3-game weekend series with the Lethbridge Bulls. Osga's a .262 hitter.
Now, Berger's been working fast, basically getting his first pitch in for a strike.
He's a Red Deer ball player, 5'11", 205 pounds, University of Calgary. It's the ball in pretty good order out into right field. Travis Hunt draws a bead on it, runs a nice route to the ball, and you got 1 away. I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple of years we see Red Deer's return to the Western Canada Baseball League, and they should be in there. That's just a great location. Good city, big city, lots of money there. Just need a park.
They just need a park, and that's growing dramatically down in that part of the province.
Plus, what a nice little road trip. Just about $1.50 to get there, an hour and a half down the road. Fastball is in there for a strike. Strike one to Evan Moore. Now it's 0-2 on that foul tip. Over in the National League, Atlanta Braves are the young Calgary right-hander leading the pitching staff. Mike Soroka, he was in the All-Star game. 54-37 the Atlanta Braves record. And a 6-game lead on Washington. They were the team of the 90s.
They sure were.
Each and every year, Bobby Cox was the manager of that club. They had great players everywhere. That pitching staff was Smoltz. Yeah. And the 4-time Cy Young winner, Maddox. And the left-hander that was drafted in the first round by the Los Angeles Kings is a hockey player. How they had it going. There's a pretty good breaking ball thrown by Tanner Berg, and that for him will be his first strikeout of the night, 2 away.
Real nice pitch. That was a tremendous ball club.
The one that they just did not really have a closer. They tried Alejandro Pena for a while. Finally, they got a big hard thrower named Mark Wohlers. And when they got him, then they won a World Series championship. But they were in there every year.
And they had guys that could hit the ball.
Jeff Avery was another one of those good pitchers. And Mark Lemke at second base. They had a nice team.
Yeah, Chipper Jones. I mean, they had just a solid group.
Went there to the winter meetings one time. One of my favorite cities. You ever been to Atlanta? It's a gorgeous place. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and it's fouled off. Pitches in on the fists and a bouncing ball at first base. If you ever go down there, go and take in the world of Coca-Cola.
I'll bet that's the home of Coca-Cola. Yeah. Also the home of Ty Cobb.
He was out of a place called Royston, but
just down the road.
Pitch up too high, 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 out, bases empty. Braden Dobbs, the third baseman, the batter up. Got a nice crowd here tonight. I think we'd be nibbling in on about 3,000 in the seats. And the pitch, breaking ball gets him. Strikeout number 2 in the game and in the inning. And Trevor Berg throwing strikes, throwing bullets. Zero's over. 2.5 innings done on this beautiful Friday night at Remax Field. It's Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. There you see that beautiful blue sky overhead here tonight. No wind. Temperature up in the middle to high 70s. Shirt sleeve weather. Gonna have more of the same all this weekend through this series with Melville. 7:05 tomorrow night. Matinee contest 2:05 on Sunday. Gonna be country music night, I believe, here tomorrow night, sponsored by Kissin' Country. They had the Ukrainian dancers out here before the game today, and they put on a nice show.
They always do.
Tyler Price draws a beat on the target. Roxon delivers. Threw a good pitch. He tied his man up, and the ball's popped up in foul territory. There won't be a play. Ball is on into the box seats. And we set it a 1-ball, 2-strike count. You're mentioning Ty Cobb in that last half inning in Georgia. He was an early investor in Coca-Cola.
One of the big ones. Yeah, he made a lot of money off of Coca-Cola. He was a very good businessman.
And here's the 1-2 delivery. There's a ball that's belted out into right field. If that ball stays fair, and it does, it'll be an extra base. Rounding first is Nolan Walker. Pulls into second base and beats the throw easily. A 2-base hit to get it going here in the last of 3. Really pulled the trigger on the pitch.
He really did. Got around on it real well. Just kept it inside the line. Good hustle by him, too. That was a good play by the right fielder. Very good throw.
Jake Geary will be the batter up. Former Expo franchise, Washington 6 back in the East Division of the National League at 47-42. The Phillies 6.5 back. The Mets 13.5 games back. And the Marlins 33-55. Both Florida franchises. One playing very good baseball, the other not, but neither one of them drawing a lick. So big league baseball hasn't really worked out that well. There's a ball that's bent down the left field side. That ball's got a chance, and it's going to be hit off the wall. It'll be a run-scoring double by Jake Geary. Two balls that are both blasted, one to right and one to left, and pitches that were up and out over the plate.
Now, Jake Geary in batting practice today was ripping them off the wall in the power alley and a couple down the line just like that one. That portended for very good things tonight from him.
We're getting near the time of the season now where the final rosters have got to be set in the Western Canada League. And they were talking about it today in the coach's office. They were talking about a player, didn't ask the name, but they want to get him in. He has to have at least an appearance in the ball game by Sunday to qualify for the last third of the regular season. So decisions have to be made. If you're at Okotoks, I don't imagine you have to make any decisions. You're not going to mess with that one-loss record. There's a ball that's hit half fair, half foul, and the third baseman Dobbs, 1 foot to the right and the other to the left of the foul chalk, makes the catch. There's your opening out. Jake McDonald is the batter.
Jake McDonald had a home run in Swift Current. I don't know what the dimensions of that ballpark is there, but Jake does have some power.
He got under a pitch his first time through and hit a fly ball out to right. One out with a man in scoring position. Tyler Price up and in with a fastball, ball one. The Cubbies with a 1/2 game lead over the Milwaukee Brewers in the Central Division. The Cubs at 47-43. And the pitch is fouled away. Now, if you're the Cubs or the Brewers, the Brewers could come to Chicago and play, or the Cubs go to Milwaukee and play. Just drive your car and drive home. It's just down the road.
Yes, that's right. It's not far at all.
And the pitch is a wild pitch, and on to third base goes Jake Geary. Fly ball will now score him. Second wild pitch here in the ball game by Tyler Price. He had no chance on that ball.
Not at all. Oh, you talk about Milwaukee, young man on our prospect ball club, Pierce Blahoviak. He's from just up the road there between Green Bay, right in the middle between Green Bay and Milwaukee.
We got a little town that's up in that area, Tony Kubek's hometown, and they've had single A ball in the Northwest League forever. The Appleton Foxes.
Is that right?
And they forever were the long season A affiliate of the Chicago White Sox.
Of course, that's where Nellie Fox played second base for so many years.
Yeah. And the pitch. It's outside, ball four. Zach Thomas, the left fielder, will be the batter. Struck out in his prospect debut, California ball player, just joining the club. First of a 3-game series this weekend here with the Millionaires. Monday and Tuesday off. Burks will be in here on Wednesday and Thursday. And down into Lethbridge to play the Bulls Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Here they're going to shorten the middle infield up, play at a double play depth. The ball is swung on, fouled off, down the right side now to play. 0-1 here to Zach Thomas. St. Louis Cardinals are 2 games back. They're a 500 ball club, 44-44. And then the Pirates are just 2.5 games back at 44-45. That's the best race in the entire major leagues. Here's the pitch inside. And the Reds, they're not chop liver, 4.5 games back. And it's amazing that they're 4.5 games back and being 5 games under 500. But there you have it, 6 games in the win column and 3 in the loss column. That'll get you 4.5 games back. And the Dodgers running away with it in the West Division, 60-30, 13.5 game lead on the Diamondbacks.
That's an unbelievable record, isn't it?
Yeah.
For this time of year.
Nice club.
Yeah, they got strength anywhere, everywhere. Pitching, catching, infield, outfield, power, speed.
Yeah. Starting pitching, middle relief, closing.
Yeah.
Good young manager too, Dave Roberts. And even though it's hard to believe that yard is over 60 years of age, it's still,
to me, it's
the nicest park in the big leagues.
I agree with you 100%.
The place is pristine. I wouldn't recommend it, but you probably could eat off the floors. It's that clean. Here's the pitch, and with a slow swing, a slow ground ball through the left side of the diamond. Mornemeyer tried to get to the ball, and that thing just seemed to be in slow motion. Look at the slow swing, and look at the slow ball. He was shading his hitter towards the bag.
Just squibbed through.
So Zach Thomas is his first hit as a prospect. 2 runs have come in to score. The prospect's up by a half a dozen. The center fielder Tanner Rowney will be the batter up. Prospects have parlayed back-to-back doubles into a couple of runs. Here at the bottom of 3, they've got men at first and second base. Got a left-hander heating up in the bullpen for the Millionaires. The pitch, line drive to the left side. That should be a double play ball, and it is. Mornemeyer, the shortstop, fields the ball onto Zacharias at second base. They kind of get out of that one nicely with a line drive double play. There you see it. McDonald is doubled off at second base for the final out of the inning. So the prospects played 2 runs. They do it on 3 hits. Weren't any errors. One man left on base. A full 3 innings down, and the prospects lead by a 6-0 tally. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. We'll go to the 4th inning, and Ryan Mornemeyer, the shortstop who started that line drive double play the last half inning, will be the leadoff batter. Mornemeyer has got a base hit to center field here tonight. And Trevor Berg throws a low pitch, 1 ball and no strikes. Mornemeyer, Horner, and Irving, the batters due up here for the Millionaires. There's a ball that's cued fair at first base, snagged by Nolan Walker, comes to the bag, and you got 1 away. That ball had a little bit of English on it.
It did. It really had a lot of spin. I thought for a bit it might end up a foul. But
well, he thought that too. That's why he snagged it as quick as he did. And Dalton Horner will be the batter up, playing out in right field tonight for the Millionaires. Out of Bishop, Texas. 6 foot, 205-pound batter. Fouls the first one back, strike 1.
Now Berg is working fast. It's always done it as long as we've seen him here. When he was a closer, same thing. And I know that Jordan Blundell really likes this. Exactly what Hunter Boyd does. Gets on the mound and lets it go.
There he threw a fastball in on the hands. That's a heavy ball, and the ball's popped up. Off the coaching box at third base, Davis Pratt settles in under that. Look at that pitch right on the fist. He's going to have bees in the bat. That's going to vibrate a little bit.
He is. I thought for a second Jake Gary and Pratt were going to have a collision, but Pratt called him off, or the pitcher might have called him off.
Come into Jiffy Lube today for a Pennzoil full synthetic oil change. No appointment necessary. Warranty approved. Earn air miles. A $100 travel credit. Details at jiffylubeservice.ca. There, Trevor Berg has mown them down. Final out of the first inning. He had 2 ground ball outs in the second. Then there's an error. That's not his fault. A pop-up, a 3 up, 3 down third, 2 away here in the 4th inning. There he threw a changeup out in front of it on the swing. Marcus Irving nailed it good, but he hit it crooked, and the count at 0-2.
That's the second change that he's thrown on the inside and had it pulled foul with hard line shots.
Irving batting .225 going into this ball game today. Detroit ball player, big kid, 6'2", 195-pounder. He attends Texas College. There, Berg throws a spinner, didn't intend to throw it for a strike. Wastes one and make it a 1-ball, 2-strike count. So it was another changeup. Just about snared that one right out of the catcher's mitt.
Now what he might do is his fastball's going good, but he's also got that good hard curveball. And he just might break that off on the hands here.
Berg is ready. He strides, he delivers, ground ball down to third. Davis Pratt's going to gather that one in. The throw was high, but Walker is a big target. Comes back down on the base, and the umpire indicates he didn't get there in time.
You know, and I think the umpire might be right on this. We're going to see here. It's a high throw.
No, he's on the base, or positioned to be on the base. Oh.
He is. He did have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. That should have been an out.
He's going to have to score that hit because there is no error on the play.
No.
And he is out, at least in my opinion. Cody Coggins, the designated hitter. And he looks at a high and outside pitch, ball one.
As we always tell our players, the camera does not lie.
High and away, go to ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. And the runner at first base is Marcus Irving. Throw back to first base. Umpire at first base tonight is Darren DeKinder. Tyler Bourne at third. And Jim Crawford calls the balls and strikes.
Trevor Berg thought he had him there. He has to do now is just focus on the batter. He's pitching very well.
Ball game at the 58-minute mark.
There's
a ball right back down the gun barrel. Fielded by Travis Berg. And here in the 4th inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. 1 man left on base. We may have a pitching change when we move to the bottom of 4. Well, maybe not. Anyway, we'll take a timeout. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. Well, there you see a nice crowd on hand here tonight at Remax Field. Those seats you just saw, the lower ones are the luxury suite boxes. Just above those, and they're a very popular seat. We used to call them in the old parks box seats. They call them here balcony seats. And you can purchase those on a game-by-game basis and bring a crew of ball fans to the park. Love to have you here in the summer of 2019. Brendan Luther, the leadoff batter. Here's the strike one delivery. And Tyler Price high and wide with the pitch.
A lot of those boxes there, they've got 12 seats in them. There's a few that are bigger, I think, right there, Al?
Could be, yeah.
And they're pretty reasonable price, too.
Fastball misses inside. Ball 2, strike 1. Luther tonight reached base on an error in the 2nd inning. Hit a bouncing ball up the middle, went to third on a wild pitch and came around to score back in the 1st inning. Price kicks and delivers, and the ball hit up the middle. Room service fly ball. Marcus Irving on the run in, makes an easy snag, and there's 1 away.
It's a good pitch. Got it right, just got under it a little too much. And
little chip shot.
End up
360 feet up the middle. Other games tonight, Okotoks and Fort McMurray to kick off a series. Moose Jaws in Yorkton tonight. The Berks Bombers are in Medicine Hat. Regina's at Weyburn. And Swift Current is in Lethbridge. Ball hit in the air to left field. 3 pitches in, and he should have 2 away. That's an easy catch in left field for Evan Moore. 2 gone. See what happens when you throw strikes?
It's amazing, isn't it? Now he's got 2 batters to fly out, 1 to center field, 1 to left field. Figuring he's going to get Travis Hunt to fly out to right field.
He had a nice ball game on Sunday. He was the MVP of the inaugural Western Canada Baseball League All-Star game. Breaking ball in there for a strike. Weather did not cooperate, but I think that thing's got a chance to really be a nice hit in some of the ballparks in the league, not all of them. This certainly would be one of them. It's the biggest park seating-wise in the league.
This would definitely be one.
Probably the biggest in Summer League wood bat baseball.
Yeah, Okotoks would be good.
Last ball is high and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. As Travis Hunt.
But Travis Hunt in that game, he had 2 hits, but one of his best plays, they got a long single or a double, or a long single, and man went from first to second. You thought he was going for third, and they held him up at second. They know that arm Travis Hunt has. There was no way they were going to let him go. And he put the ball right on second base.
$7:05 tomorrow night, 2:05 contest on Sunday afternoon. As we head into this middle part of July and into August, where normally we get sunny weather, hot weather. After a 3-week period of just high pressure system, and it just didn't leave, it circled around the area.
And I would hope now that we get some dry weather for the next month. We certainly don't need any more in the fields. Any more moisture, we've got enough.
And it wasn't just centered here, it was Saskatchewan, southern Alberta. Rice rocks into his windup. Here comes the pitch. And that's in on the middle half of the plate, right in on the fist. Bounces it foul at third base.
Travis has good bat control. He's a very tough out.
Ball games last night. Moose Jaw defeated Brooks 5-2. Medicine Hat outdistanced Lethbridge 8-6. Fort McMurray a 5-2 victory over the Melville Ball Club. And it was Regina 18 and Yorkton 2. Just a walloping. And the Prospects held on for a 5-4 victory in 11 innings down in Swift Current last night. And the full count pitch. Ball's popped up, it's slicing, it's in foul territory, down the right side, now to play.
That's the 8th pitch that's been thrown to Travis Hunt in this at bat. He just keeps fouling it off, keeps working the count.
Prospects come into play tonight at 16-20, 4 victories, 6 losses in their last 10. That'll be ball 4. Travis Hunt is aboard.
Very good at bat for Travis Hunt to draw that walk. Fouled off numerous number of pitches.
But to qualify for the playoffs, the Prospects just got to be a couple of games better than the defending league champion Medicine Hat Mavericks. They're 16-18. And they hold down the last playoff spot in the Western Division. Aren't any crossovers at this league, nor should there be. You either get into a playoff position in your division or you don't.
That's the way it should be.
And there's the pitch, and it's a belt-high fastball, strike 1. I've never liked that crossover business in the Canadian Football League. Here you get Edmonton. Granted, not a great record last year. 9-9. They're out of the playoffs, and a team with a worse record than them is in.
Yeah.
Now, how does that work? Prospects sent 8 batters to the plate, scored 4 runs in the first inning, 3 unearned runs. Parlayed back-to-back doubles and a base hit into 2 runs in the third.
If Price does not get Walker here, I think we're going to see a new pitcher.
He drops and he drives from the set position, and he throws a fastball. And Walker just missed the pitch, fouled it right back over the right arm of the catcher. Walker batting a .233 clip. Airmailed the ball down the right side, a 2-base hit, and came around to score his last time up. There he opens the bat head up, and he flips the ball foul down the left side. I think next year when they do their all-star game, maybe what they want to do would have the night before the game an off night in the league.
That would be that'd be a good idea. That was tough on those players.
That it was. And here comes the pitch. On the hands, fouled away. Of course, in the big leagues, the all-star game, and then professional baseball, it played midweek. Here in this league where you know Sunday's a good draw, you're probably going to have to schedule it around the Sabbath day.
Pretty well. For the weather we had and that, I thought they drew really well here.
And the 2-2 pitch. Fastball misses high. 5-4 West Division victory. Cleanly played game. We got a little sloppy at the end. Everybody got into the ball game. That's the main thing. Every pitcher got work. It's a nightmare to score it, but that doesn't matter.
That's right.
Pratt's going to be off and running with the pitch. And that ball is hit high in the air into right field. Drifting on into the gap, this is Dalton Horner. And he's there to make the catch and retire the side. So Travis Hunt stranded on the base paths here in the last half of the fourth inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. And one man left on base. Andrew Peer, take it away.
Thank you very much, Al. Just waiting on Jordan Blundell to make his way over. Just wanted to have a couple of words with one of his base runners, but here he comes. He's just told me he'll be back up in 1 second, but Trevor Berg walking in front of me here to head back onto the mound. And Jordan, real quick, last out that your pitcher Trevor Berg got, nice little glove save there. I know he used to be a goalie. You teach him that?
Yeah, that's when we get here for spring training camp in May, we go through street hockey drills. And yeah, Trevor's actually a Golden Knights fan, I think. We were talking about their goaltending situation with Fleury and Malcolm Subban in Swift, and he was kind of wanting a little better backup. I said he had a 908 save percent. It's not too bad.
Well, we take that here at Edmonton. Anyways, Trevor Berg, though, he's having a great outing tonight. Aside from the nice agility on the mound, what are you seeing from him from his arm?
This is what Trevor is. I'm glad he's got a chance to do this at home. Pounds his own, works quick, fields his position. He's a guy that the guys play hard for, like everybody, but just seems like when he's on the mound, there's a good tempo. He controls the game, and our guys follow him.
And quickly, just you talked about guys hitting good balls, but at opposition fielders, doesn't seem to be the case tonight.
Yeah, we've had some balls fall in. That's good to see for sure. Just want more of that. We don't want to talk too much about it and jinx ourselves.
Thanks, Jordan. Guys, back up to you.
Here in the fifth inning, it'll be Jake Green, Caden Zacharias, and Michael Zaga, the batters up. On this beautiful, gorgeous Friday night in the River Valley.
Gorgeous night, and Trevor Berg is having himself a game. He's thrown 45 pitches in 4 innings, 32 for strikes.
Gotta like those numbers.
You sure do. Pitch counts down, and the strike ratio is high.
Just 2 base runners. Moremeyer, the shortstop, got a 2-out single. Was forced out back in the first inning. Jake Green reached base on an error in the second. And Marcus Irving reached base on a 2-out infield hit in the last inning. It was a slow breaking ball into the strike zone, evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Jake Green batting .286, and here he's going to get plunked by a pitch. He moves up 90 feet.
That pitch got away on Trevor and popped him pretty good.
Caden Zacharias, the second baseman. Lloydminster ball player, 5'10", 190. Attends Ashbury University. Deep in the box, front foot a little bit open, slaps the ball to the right side of the infield. This is Luther onto Ramirez, and they'll get the force out at second base. Runner was going, so that wasn't all. No, actually, he wasn't going. He was positioned in a standing position.
That was fairly slow hit ball.
Yeah.
And so he only had really one choice, and he made the right choice.
Mike Osga, University of Calgary ball player from Red Deer.
Oh boy, that
Pick off throw to first, and that was a honey. That was a good one.
He's had a couple of those tonight.
Travis Berg comes in high with a fastball, 1 ball and no strikes. Here Luther, the second baseman, is fully back and midway between the bags of first and second base. You know, one thing we haven't seen all year, we haven't seen a shift with 3 infielders between either first and second or second and third.
No, they play it pretty straight. We have seen some protecting of lines, but
here's the ball that's belted out into the gap, and it'll fall in for a base hit. Travis Hunt was playing this guy to pull the ball. He was more towards the foul line. He was not going to get to that ball, so that's a one-out single, first and second base, top of the order, and Evan Moore, the left fielder.
Yeah, they're expecting him to pull. One thing we've seen with Trevor Berg, they do very similar to Hunter Boyd, that he comes off the mound very square. That last play that he made in the last inning, he was square, was able to handle the line drive.
Well, they're going to try the bunt, the runner over. The bunt was made, but it was fouled in the batter's box. Strike one here on Evan Moore. Wasn't a real good pitch to bunt on. It was up and in a little bit, a little something on it.
Yeah, pretty hard to bunt those.
Infield tonight of Pratt at third, Walker at first, Ramirez the shortstop, Luther at second base. Down and away pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike. Melville on the second half of a 5-game Alberta swing. Up to Fort McMurray, lost a couple. And they trail here in this ball game in the middle innings, 6-0. Here's the pitch, and it's the bunt back towards the mound. Won't be any play but one, and that is Travis Berg on to first base. Sacrifice moves the runner over. Knew he didn't have a play at third or second base and just made an easy toss onto the bag.
Exactly right, and so you have now been on second and third, but you only have to play the batter, get the batter out. Ground ball or fly ball.
Braden Dobbs is the batter. 2 runners on the left-hand side of the diamond. Travis Berg is going to elect to work out of a full windup, and here's the pitch on the fists, and it's fouled away. Strike one to Dobbs.
It's a good pitch.
St. Louis, Missouri ball player out of Fontbonne University, 5'11", 195 pounds. Leaving the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Dobbs batting at .292 on the year. Millionaires put 3 ball players into the All-Star game last Sunday. There's a sweet swing and a ball that's lined up the middle, and that'll score the first run of the night for the Millionaires. Caden Zacharias comes in to score.
Good base hit. Trevor Berg got that out over the outside of the plate and didn't seem to have any break on the ball.
You see the ball was cut off at the mound and not relayed anywhere. Being down all those runs, that's a smart call by the manager, Mike Green.
It really is.
You got to play station to station. Ryan Moormeyer, the shortstop, and he's swinging just about as good a pole as there in this lineup. He's a .319 batter. He's a big, rangy ball player, deep in the box, slight bend at the knee. There's a slider of the dirt, ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch is a fastball, fouled off, down the line and right, out of play.
We got a little bit of breeze blowing in the outfield, but nothing's going to cause any trouble or help anybody a lot.
Moormeyer on a 1-for-2 night. And Berg delivers a pitch out of the strike zone, ball 2. Come into Jiffy Lube today for a Pennzoil fully synthetic oil change. You don't need an appointment. You never do at Jiffy Lube. Warranty approved. You get air miles and a $100 travel credit. Details at jiffylubeservice.ca. High hopper off onto the right-hand side, and that'll do it here in the top half of the 5th inning. Run comes in to score, and it's done on a collection of 2 hits. No errors, and 2 men left aboard. 4.5 innings in the books, and it's a 5-run lead for the Prospects, a 6-1 ball game. This is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. New pitcher in the ball game, and that is William Halati. He's a right-hander. Out of Dauphin, Manitoba, 5'10", 185-pounder. Out of Iowa Wesleyan University. Halati makes his 9th relief appearance, 13 and 2/3 innings, 17 hits, 13 runs, 8 earned runs, 12 walks, 12 strikeouts, 5.26 earned run average. And the Western Canada Baseball League is hitting .315 off William Halati. Like his predecessor, a drop and drive pitcher. His arm angle may be a little higher, comes pretty much straight over the top. Tyler Price got a lot of pitches under his belt through 4 innings as he gets the early exit tonight. As he surrenders 6 runs, 2 earned runs on 8 hits. Struck out 1 batter, threw 2 wild pitches, and walked 2 batters. So again, the final totals: 4 inning distance, 6 runs, 2 earned runs, 8 hits, 1 strikeout, 2 base on balls, and 2 wild pitches. Jake Geary will lead off here against William Halati.
Jake's having a good night. Got a base hit first time up, a double his second time up. Scored both times.
Again, the infield for the Millionaires: Dobbs at third, Ozaga at first base, Merrimeyer the shortstop, Zacharias at second, Moore, Irving, and Horner left through right of the outfield. Bottom half of the 5th inning. Counted 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch is high, ball 2. Straight overhand delivery, but his release point, I think, is a little bit early. He's missed way high on 2 of his pitches. There he throws a strike and it's belted foul.
Jake a little upset with himself on that one. He thought it was a pretty good pitch. Didn't want to waste a swing the way he did. Again, as we've talked about, Jake Geary's got good power. Very good catcher behind the plate. Pretty solid hitter.
Ball game about the 1 hour and 25-minute mark. An off-speed pitch is pulled foul down the left side now to play. Hit it good, but he hit it foul.
Hit it foul. You got out in front of a change.
Look at the leaders in the Western Canada League. Tristan Peters of Okotoks. His batting average has slid 16 points in the last week, but he's still smoking the ball. He's hitting .450. And the ball is belted into the left field gap. It's a little chip shot. There will pop fly. Drifting in is Evan Moore. And you got 1 away here in the inning. Jack Berry of the Weyburn Ball Club, and we saw him in the All-Star predecessor, which was the home run hitting contest. Big left-hand pull hitter. He belted 12 of them out of the ballpark. The RBI leader is Caleb Warden of the Lethbridge Bulls. He's knocked in 45 runs. Nolan Ruff of the Okotoks Ball Club. We didn't see him on that Friday night ball game here last week, but he has got 6 victories. Hunter Boyd of the Prospects in a 3-way tie for second with 5. Zach Patterson of the Swift Current 57s with 52 strikeouts on the year. I guess he can bring it up into the mid-90s. And the earned run average leader is Michael Batten of the Regina Red Sox. He has been stingy, 0.57 ERA. Javier Ramirez is the batter up on a 1-for-2 night. Count on him at 2 balls, 1 strike. A 4-run first and a 2-run third for the Prospects. 1 out here in the 5th inning. Breaking ball, Ramirez takes a cut at it. Wasn't held cleanly. We go to 2-2. He's a .266 hitter, but in the games I've seen, he's like he's a tough .266 hitter.
He is.
Seems to just get you a knock when you really need it. That Pitch is in the dirt, and the count is full.
And he can hit for power. We've seen him hit him out of the ballpark. He gets clutch doubles. He sure doesn't look it when you look at him, does he?
Well, and there he's going to get a base hit. Now, single between short and third. Javier Ramirez with his second knock of the night. Pulls that ball cleanly in the hole of short and third for the base hit. Jake McDonald is the batter up.
Jake DHing tonight. He's also one of the catchers.
Hitting 197 on the year. Threw a base on ball in the third inning. And he takes high, 1 ball, no strike. Five of the upcoming 8 ball games will be played here at Remax Field for the Prospects this weekend series with the Millionaires. The Bombers are in here on Wednesday and Thursday night. Then it's down to Lethbridge for 3. Against the Lethbridge Bulls. The stretch by Halati, the pitch, the runner goes. Here's the throw, the slide, the tag. Dead on arrival at second base is Javier Ramirez on a really good throw here by the catcher, Jake Green. He just lets her rip, throws it right on the slide side of the bag.
Very good throw.
As the old saying in baseball, his heart was full of larceny, but his feet were honest.
Yeah.
It took just about a perfect throw to get him. Throw over the bag probably doesn't cut it.
No, high at all. There's no way they would have got him. Very good throw. Good tag.
Ready to go here on an even count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the ball fouled off just off to our right and into the seats.
Getting a lot of cheers for the foul balls tonight, Al. And some good catches in the stands.
Usually the standard is you rub up 5 dozen balls before the game. Forever the umpires did it, and they just decided they didn't want to do it. I don't know. And now the bat boys do it, or probably the manager does it. Balls that are shipped to every club in the Western Canada Baseball League by Baseball Canada. Rawlings baseball. Here's the pitch, and that's high, ball 4.
Good at back for Jake McDonald. Worked the count. Drew a walk.
Zach Thomas tonight, 1 for 2 with a run batted in. Making his first appearance in a Prospect uniform. Slaps one right back down the gun barrel. And Halati will underhand to the bag, and that'll do it here in the last half of the 5th inning. 1-3 in the putout. Runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left. 5 innings are complete, and a 6-1 Prospect lead on this beautiful Friday night. Prospects baseball from Remax Field and ICU Video. 6th inning underway. And the ball is raised out into the right field alley. Drifting back is Travis Hunt. 1 pitch, and you got 1 out here in the 6th. And Marcus Irving, the center fielder, will be the batter.
That's what you like to do as a pitcher. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Tanner Berg tonight has really been at the controls. Has not walked a batter. He's hit 1 batter. He's coughed up 1 earned run. Thrown a lot of 0-2 counts, very few 2-0 counts. So he's going to have a 2-pitch inning. Pop fly to left field. Zach Thomas is under that. 2 away. 1 to right, 1 to left. Now if he can just get 1 to center field on the next pitch.
He'll have her done.
Cody Coggins, the designated hitter, is the batter. Both of them 1 to right that was pulled, 1 to left that was pulled. And they were both hit off the high end of the bat. Coggins tonight got a pretty good rip of the pitches last time up. Lined one back to the mound. There he takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
3 pitches by Berg, 3 strikes.
Ball is fouled away and on towards the balcony seats here at the park. As you can see, a lot of those seats are occupied this evening. If the weather is correct and this team can just put a decent club on the field, Edmonton's a good ball team.
It really is. They'll
Always
draw
has.
very well. You look at the Canada Day where it wasn't great weather and it drew about 5,000.
Kind of a ball and 2 strikes. Cody Coggins. And the ball nubbed back towards the mound, fielded here by Berg on to first base. Well, he put on a clinic there in the 6th inning. 2 pop flies and a ground ball out.
And one thing he does really, look how square he is when that ball comes off the bat. Easy for him to make plays.
We're through 5.5 in the 6-1 Prospects lead. Prospects baseball on ICU video. Tanner Rondi, the center fielder. Lead things out. We're going to have the 9-1-2 hitters in the order in the last half of the 6th inning against William Halati. On in relief in the 5th inning. He got an out, gave up a base hit. And that was Javier Ramirez. He was gunned down at second base. And Zach Thomas hit a comebacker to retire the side. The starter tonight, Tyler Price, 4-inning distance. And he got betrayed a little bit by his infielders behind him. 3 errors. Only 2 earned runs out of the 6 runs allowed. 8 hits, 1 strikeout, 2 base on balls. The ball that's belted out into right center field, motoring on over into the power alley is Marcus Irving, and he's there to make the catch. I haven't been to a lot of the parks in the league. I've been to Okotoks, nice park. And I'm told there are some bandboxes in this league, but this isn't one of them.
No.
That is a big, expansive outfield here in Edmonton.
Outfielders get a chance to run out here. They got a great opportunity to show their speed.
Brendan Luther is the batter. Halati comes to the plate. Good late life on that pitch. It broke a little bit. It's like a tailing fastball. It's a strike. It's 0-1. Fully back on the middle infield. They're about midway on the corners. The outfield is straight away. And the pitch is high and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. The old bandbox park we had here in Edmonton, John Ducey Park, it got to 400 feet, a little bit out in the right center, but up the middle it was really only about 390. And those great center fielders we had at AAA, and you never really got to see what they could do. They just ran out of real estate.
No, Devon White and those guys.
Jim Edmonds.
Yeah,
we
guys
had some
could
good
fly.
Reggie Williams. Here's the pitch. And it's a strike down the middle. Eddie Amelon could go get him. Leo Sutherland. But again, in that little ballpark, of all those center fielders we had, the guy probably had the best big league career was Jim Edmonds.
Yeah. And he's the one guy that looked to me always like he was extremely fast because he had short legs. And remember Devon White, how smooth he was.
Oh, he had a gait.
He just was something to see, and faster than Edmonds. But Edmonds always looked faster.
There, Brendan Luther is erased on a backdoor curveball, and with 2 away, Davis Pratt will be the batter. Pratt 2 for 3. And the pitch high. We talked earlier on about Devon White and how well he played. He's coaching with the Blue Jays AAA club in Buffalo. And he stole second, he stole third, and he stole home on about 5 pitches on a Saturday afternoon game, 20-some years ago. We had another really fast outfielder. Norm Hutchins was the guy's name. First round pick with the Angels, played here. And here's the pitch. If you remember that cartoon, the Roadrunner and the Coyote, how that little Roadrunner seems like there's dust as he's trying to pick up speed. Well, that's kind of how Normie ran. And we were playing the Iowa Cubs in Iowa, and they had sent down a big league pitcher on a rehab, a guy named Turk Wendell, and he was a pretty good pitcher. And Norm got picked off first, second, and third in one game. First, I can see it. That happens.
Oh, yeah.
Occasionally at second base. But how do you get picked off at third? There's a ball that's pulled into deep right field, and drifting back is Dalton Horner in there to make the catch. Yeah, that one shaded all the way. It's almost impossible to get picked off at third.
Oh, yeah. You're looking right at it.
The good thing is he got on base 3 times off Turk Wendell. Well, it was a good pitcher. Bad thing is he got picked off on every base. Andrew Peard, take it away.
Thank you very much, Al. During the month of June and into early July, during our little hurricane season down here at the ballpark, we saw the players doing yeoman's work, assisting the grounds crew in covering tarps on the field. But it goes much further than that, at least tonight for Prospects pitcher Hunter Boyd, as he is tonight's first base coach. Was asking about it between innings, and he was telling me bench coach Rob Boyk tweaked a hamstring during some men's league, so he's been called off the bench to be the team's first base coach here tonight. Meanwhile, on the other side, you see Mike Green, the manager for the Melville Millionaires. He's got to do that each and every night, get a player out to help him out with the base passes. He is by himself in that Melville dugout. Talking to him before the game, he said it's nice to have your hands on in all areas of his ball club, but at the same time, it can be a lot of work. Guys, back up to you.
We'll move along to the 7th inning. In the bottom end of the order due up, Jake Green, the catcher, Caden Zacharias, the second baseman, and Mike Osga, who's playing at first base tonight. Here against Trevor Berg.
Trevor up through 6 innings, 67 pitches, 46 strikes.
If this continues, he's got a chance of going the distance.
He does. He's pitching very well. Lots of strikes.
Green tonight has been on twice, once on an error, once on a base on ball. Actually, once on a hit batsman. Berg tonight has not thrown a base on ball. Fully back on the middle infield, midway on the corners. Breaking ball is in there for a strike, 0-1. 2,354. The gathering here tonight at Remax Field.
And this is what a normal, I think, Friday night crowd would be if we had good weather.
Yep, it would be.
And tomorrow will be bigger.
There's a jam shot in on the fifth, a little dribbler of a ground ball to the right-hand side, an underhand flip by Luther on to Walker. I'm not sure that ball even got to his throwing hand. He might have just scooped it right out of his leather.
I think he might have. This is an excellent play. Great break on the ball by Luther. No, I got it to the bare hand, but just tremendous hustle. And tremendous hustle by Berg getting over there.
And a load of top spin on the ball. Well, that happens sometimes. Even on the turf, you might get a bounce that doesn't cleanly come your way. And he had to pick it, of course. He had no choice. Caden Zacharias is the hitter up. Strike on the outside corner, brings it around to 0-1. All game just shy of the 1 1/2 hour mark here in the 7th inning. Pitches inside. And the count is even at a ball and a strike. All the relief pitchers are now moving down to the bullpen area here at Remax Field. Fastball down and away, ball 2. And we are going to get a fresh arm up and throwing in the pen. It'll be a right-hander. One hopper to the right side of the diamond. Luther is up with it. Sidearms to the target, 2 away.
Again, you look at it, gets that over the plate, pulled it hard. Lots of time for Luther.
6 consecutive putouts here for Trevor Berg. 4 ground ball outs and 2 pop flies. Throws that backdoor hook and he's in there for a strike.
Well, that was a pretty pitch, wasn't it?
Right on the block. Hasn't gone to that pitch a whole lot this ball game. He's just been pitching it here in the 7th inning. If you really throw it good, there's an old saying you could hit the keyhole of a swinging door with a curveball.
Yeah.
And there are guys out there that could do it, believe me. There's a ball back up the middle for a base hit.
Well, that's one Berg's going to be upset with that he did not field. See how square he is?
Yep.
And then he just didn't get the glove on him. He was in position. He's looking at his glove. It must be a hole in there.
Must be a hole in it. Yeah.
It's a good hit.
And Evan Moore will be the batter.
But again, that's why you want your pitchers coming off square so they can field the ball and take away those things over the middle.
Another squibber off to the right-hand side. Brendan Luther there to shag it. Throws to the bag. No damage done here in the 7th inning. Runs and a hit. One man stranded. 6-1 Prospects on ICU video. Travis Hunt will be the leadoff batter. Last half of the 7th inning. Here against William Halati. Going to work in his 3rd inning out of the bullpen tonight. Hunt on the night. Knocked in a run on the ball where he got based with an error. He flied to center and he drew a base on ball. And the pitch is in there for a called strike from Halati. 5'10" right-hander with a straight overhand delivery. Count evens up with a ball and a strike. Prospects still have got a right-hand pitcher up and throwing in the relief pen. But I don't believe the starter, Trevor Berg, could be over 80 pitches. Not even close. And that one is high, ball 2.
Oh, Trevor is at 78 pitches right now and 54 strikes.
Well, the thing that would come into play, I suppose, is how stretched out is his arm. He's been pitching in relief, had he not?
He has been, that's right. But he started, I guess, on that last road trip, or not the last one, the one before that. So he's now started a few games, and he's pitched very well.
Harking back to the big league all-star game, and I got to admit, I don't watch the big leagues like I once did, and I should, I suppose. Big left-hander, the closer for the New York Yankees. You see how hard he throws?
He throws, doesn't he?
He would bring in about 101. That is unhittable. Ball is popped up, and that ball's going to get surrounded in foul territory in deep right field. Dalton Horner right over by the bullpen mound. Can't get to it.
No, a heck of a swing, but just too close to that tarp, I think. Right fielder got there, but couldn't make the play. You know, it's amazing in the majors today, Al, you used to see the odd guy who could throw up in the high 90s, 100. Now those guys, starters go 5 innings, and then you got relievers coming in all throwing mid-90s.
Yep. That's why they call it the big leagues. Bouncing ball down to third base. A nice one-hopper here for Dobbs. Throw is low, and it's not in time. A base hit, a scratch single for Travis Hunt.
Now this is Travis Hunt's speed, and we've talked about it before, but he just breaks. Little hesitation by the third baseman. Too late.
Nolan Walker will be the batter up. That was the 10th hit of the ball game for the Prospects. Walker pulled the trigger on a bullet, a double that he's hit down the right field line, came around to score in the 3rd inning. He's ground out and fly it out on the night, 1 for 3. The stretch by Halati, kicks that left leg up, delivers, and he's on outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Other games tonight in the Western Canada Baseball League. Okotoks is in Fort McMurray at Shell Place. And the 1-0 delivery. The ball that's belted up the middle for a base hit. A little bit men at first and second base. The ball is sprayed up the middle. Here by Nolan Walker. Pulls the trigger on the pitch. Loops it out into right center.
Good bat control. Nice swing.
Moose Jaw tonight is in Yorkton. Berks Bombers are in Medicine Hat. Regina's at Weyburn. Swift Current opens up a series in Lethbridge. Gary tonight with a run-scoring double. Came around to score. Got a run scoring single in the first inning, came around to score. And he flied out on the first pitch offered to him in his last inning at bat, which was the 5th. So he comes to the plate with the Ducks on the pond, first and second, and nobody out. Soft breaking ball is in there for a strike. And another 0-1 delivery. That ball's in the dirt. There's the throw to third, and it's not in time.
Now again, the catcher on this, when we watch it, he's off balance on this. He probably should not have made that throw.
Well, he wasn't breaking for the bag. You're going to have to score that as a wild pitch. Can't give him credit for his steal. He wasn't going anywhere till the ball was in the dirt, not held cleanly. 1 ball, 1 strike on Geary. Runners at first and third. That'll shorten up the middle infield to a double play depth.
And a fly ball will score a run.
Swift Current, as we told you, is in Lethbridge. Regina at Weyburn. Works at Medicine Hat. Moose Jaw at Yorkton. Okotoks, sporting the best one-loss record in the Western Canada Baseball League by about a country mile. At Fort McMurray tonight. Fort McMurray at 16-17, a game off 500, playing .485 baseball. The runner breaking for second. The throw, though, is to third. A clean steal for Nolan Walker as he pulls into scoring position.
And catcher did the right thing on this, fake and then come back to third base. And Travis Hunt was not fooled.
3 balls and a 1-strike count on Jake Geary. Travis Hunt, your lead runner. Nolan Walker takes his lead off at second. And the pitch is high. That'll load the bases.
Good at bat for Jake Geary. Load him up.
Good night for Javier. He's 2 for 3. Stole a base and was caught stealing on an excellent throw by Jake Green back in the 5th inning. Perfect throw got him. So you got lots of different ways you can knock in a run here. Bases loaded, nobody out. Although I've seen lots of ways where we were able to do it, not just at this level, but at other levels.
Well,
what you usually need is you need a pop-up or you need a strikeout to get it going, and then a ground ball double play.
That's right, and the big thing here is a walk will score a run. Right now we're 2-0. And a ground ball to the right field side should score the run, even if they get a double play.
Middle infield is at a double play depth. On the corners, they're going to try to choke the run off at the plate. But right now it's a ball, 3 strike down count. And of all the ways a run can come in to score, that's probably the one that hurts the most. The bases loaded and walk.
It sure is. Interesting way to get an RBI.
And he gets the automatic in and over. That was a fastball right down the belt. And the 3-1 delivery. Hard ground ball. That's going to knock in 2 runs. Dobbs had no play being wide of the bag at third base. 1 run comes in to score. 2 runs in to score. That'll be a double for Javier Ramirez, his 3rd hit of the night.
He's having a wonderful night at the plate.
I'm not sure that Dobbs gets to that ball if he's playing fully back.
I don't think he is either. That ball was right just inside the bag and hard on the line.
Yeah, that one was kissed. 2 runs in to score. Make it an 8-1 ball game. Jake McDonald will be the batter up. And the field manager, Mike Green, makes his way out towards the field.
I
And he
say the
hasn't got
right.
anybody up, so it's just.
Well, the right fielders came in and getting another glove. I think he's going to pitch. I think that's what's happening, Al. The right fielder will now pitch.
All right, a pitching changeup is coming. Give us an opportunity for a timeout. Prospects with 2 runs in, 2 men in scoring position, and this is Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. So we'll have some position player changes here in this 7th inning. Dalton Horner has come into the ball game from right field, and he'll come in to pitch.
The first baseman has gone to right field, and we have a new first baseman, number 31.
Well, we're just picking up this information as we move along. Ozga has moved from first base. He'll now play in right. That is Mike Ozga. Number 30 is the new right fielder. I do believe, and we do not have his number here on this roster. Playing at first base, I should say. Ozga has gone from first base to right. Dalton Horner has moved on to the mound, and he's gone on the first pitch to get a ground ball to third base. That is Jake McDonald, and he bounces out 1 away. Is that 31 playing at first base? If it is, it's Jordan Padilla. Zach Thomas will be the batter up. Jake Geary came in to score on the ground ball out. Javier Ramirez moves to third. 9-1 ball game, 1 away. Dalton Horner started the game in right field. Does not have any statistics in the pitching side, so he's making his debut on the mound. 1 ball and no strike. And unofficially, that is Jordan Padilla playing at first base. There's a hit batsman as Zach Thomas gets nailed right between the letters on the small of the back. That's where you want to take it if you're going to get hit. Try to get your back to the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want it on the elbow, the shoulder, anywhere around the head.
So Tanner Roundy is the batter up on an 0 for 3 night. Again, Ozgo moves to right field from first base. Padilla unofficially is in the ball game playing at first. Dalton Horner is the new pitcher. He's in here now with men at first and third and 1 away. Strides home. He's got a short arm delivery. And the pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This is low ball 2. Eye of the target, 3 balls, no strikes is the count on Tanner Roundy. So we're kind of catching Melville here in a bad time. I don't know how many pitchers deep they went in their 2 games up in Fort McMurray, but deep enough they have to bring an outfielder in to pitch.
They do, and that's always hard. Like you say, they could have used a few pitchers up there. Have to rest them.
3-1 delivery, foul to the backstop. And the 3-2 pitch. Sinker ball gets him a swing and a miss and a strikeout here for Dalton Horner. His first. We used to see that occasionally at AAA where an outfielder would have to come in to pitch in a blow-away ball game. Like the guy that has graced the microphone for many a long year on the Atlanta Brave telecast, gentleman Joe Simpson. He was their center fielder here in '83.
Yeah.
He used to love to come in to pitch.
Boy, he was a good center fielder, too.
Yeah, he was.
He got a great jump on the ball. Wasn't overly fast, but he just read it off the bat really well.
He's been working those big league games for a long, long time, Joe, out of Independence, Missouri.
Harry Truman's home.
That's right, Independence, Missouri. Ran a clothing store. He was a haberdasher. There's the pitch and a bouncing ball to the right-hand side. Zacharias is there, plays it on to Padilla at first base. That'll do it. Wasn't fancy, but they get it done. Here in the 7th inning, 3 runs come in to score for the Prospects. And they do it on 2 hits. There aren't any errors and 2 men left on base. And a 9-1 ball game as we move to the bottom half of the 7th inning. It's Prospects baseball on ICU video. There you see the western sky tonight in the North Saskatchewan River Valley. As we move along to the 8th inning, the pitching line tonight for Trevor Berg, a 7-inning distance, 1 earned run on 5 hits, struck out 3, didn't walk a batter, and he hit a batter. He'll give way to Scott Gillespie. He'll make his 9th relief appearance on the year. Total of 7 innings of pitching, 17 hits, 11 runs, 4 earned runs. 6 walks, 6 strikeouts, 5.14 earned run average. And the league has been batting .444 off Gillespie.
Now, Trevor Berg threw 78 pitches, 54 for strikes in his 7 innings of work.
Braden Dobbs has knocked in the lone run of the night for the Melville Millionaires. Single back up the middle. Here's the pitch to him. Gillespie with a down and away sinker ball. 1 ball and no strikes. He's a big kid, 6'4", 205-pounder. Long stride home and the pitch down and away. 2 balls, no strikes. And neither one of those pitches close to the strike zone.
No, I think there's something with his mechanics. Gary, you want to talk to him a little bit, just relax him.
7:05 tomorrow night for Game 2 of the series on Kissin' Country Music Night here at the park. Matinee contest, 2:05 Sunday afternoon. Monday and Tuesday is off. The Brooks Bombers will be in here on Wednesday and Thursday. Back out onto the road for a 3-game series at the ballpark in Lethbridge. Gillespie kicks and fires, down and away the pitch, ball 3. And Trevor Berg made it look easy tonight, a 7-inning distance. Coughed up 1 earned run, 5-hitter. Didn't strike out a lot of batters. He struck out 3, but he pitched ahead in the count all night.
Pitched ahead in the count, had him popping up and hitting those high hop ground balls.
And here's the 3-1 serve. It's on the fists and it's fouled away. And the pitch is down and in, ball 4. Ryan Moormeyer will be the batter up. Moormeyer, the shortstop, on a 1-for-3 night. This is how the game gets long. It's what you do when you're way ahead or you're way behind. You throw pitchers out there that haven't gotten a lot of work. You just do.
Yeah, and right now, the Prospects are definitely playing double play depth. But the big thing is Gillespie has to throw strikes.
Pitch was right down the middle of the plate. Must have been under the knee. 1 ball, no strike to Moormeyer. Millionaires tonight with their have a royal blue top, their gray trousers, their blue and white stirrups. And the 1-0 pitch. That's a called strike in the outside corner.
That's a very good pitch. Just caught the edge, and even the pitch before was a good pitch, even though it was down a little bit.
2,354 at the ballpark tonight. That means they had a lot of walk-up sales. There's the pitch, and it's a changeup, foul back, strike 2. Runner was gone.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's having fun at the park tonight, Al. It helps when you're winning. And they're seeing a lot of offense from their home team.
Here's Gillespie's 1-2 delivery, and it's a high hopper up the middle. Ramirez off the bag on to first on a ground ball double play. And Dalton Horner will make it, the right fielder, now a pitcher.
That's exactly what Gillespie wanted.
Yep.
Get that double play. Nice play by Ramirez, taking it himself. Is a perfect position for that throw to first.
Here's the pitch, and a fastball is in there for a strike from Gillespie. 0-1. Last ball game played here, of course, on Sunday, the Miracle Sunday. How they got the game in is not beyond me, but they did, and it was a pretty good one, 2.5-hour game.
Well, even the home run,
5-4 victory for the West Division.
even the home run derby was good. They could only go one round, but it was a lot of fun.
Here we sit at 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And again, Al, absolutely amazed with the ground crew here at Remax Field. The work they did getting that park ready. Home plate, the mound.
And here's the 1-2 pitch. Go to 2-2. You notice too the difference when we started the year, the parched grass out in the back of the second baseman and the third baseman. Look at it now, it's lush.
It is lush.
There was only one thing that could do that, and that's called rain. Let's be ready to go. The pitch and a broken bat looping line drive to the left side. And Davis Pratt is there to field it. And Dalton Horner will go back to the woodpile for his next at bat. That one was cracked. And that'll do it here. 3 up, 3 down inning. 0's over. Into the bottom half of the 8th inning. It's Prospects Baseball on ICU Video. Beautiful night at Remax Field, now celebrating its 24th year. Dobbs is now going to come in to pitch. Braden Dobbs started the game at third base. Zacharias is going to move from second to third. And hopefully before we get too much further along, we'll find out who the new second baseman is.
Dave, see? Almost looked like 6.
So the totals for Dalton Horner. He works an inning. 0's over with 1 hit batsman. Davis Pratt will lead things off. Here's the pitch, and it's a strike from Dobbs. Strike 1. Dalton Horner has moved from the mound to play at second base.
Second? Okay.
So Horner has played in right, he's pitched, and now he's at second base. Horner at second. Zacharias moves to third. Braden Dobbs, who started the game at third, is now on the mound. Oh, he is got a short roster.
Very short.
And here's the 0-2 delivery. It's going to be a hit batsman as Davis Pratt's going to wear one right on the leg. Thought what Braden Dobbs wanted to do when he had a 0-2 count is put a runner aboard. But in fairness to him, he's not playing in his native position. He's an infielder. He's going to come in here and pitch.
Very hard to do for most of those fellas. They've only got 1 or 2 pitches, and they're not used to working corners.
And we're going to have a pinch runner coming in at first base.
That looks like Pierce Blahoviak.
Tanner Maskill coming in.
He does have speed.
Here's the pitch to Travis Hunt, and he takes one low, 1 ball and no strikes. So again, the pinch runner, Tyler Maskill at first. Dalton Horner moves from the mound to second base. Zacharias moves from second to third. Braden Dobbs moves from third to the mound. And the ball popped up in foul territory out the right side towards the barbecue area. Now it evens up with a ball and a strike. We had a ball player played back here in 1983, AAA. Played in all 9 positions one season, all 9. That was a guy named Pat Keaty, an outfielder. And obviously a pretty good utility player.
I remember Pat Keaty. He could play it all, couldn't he?
Big kid from Birmingham, Alabama. Or as he used to call it, back in the ham. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Runner goes, throw on to second. Here's the slide and the tag. And it'll be a clean steal for Tyler Maskill. Was that a delayed steal? Yes, it was. Pulls in a scoring position. I think much as anything, the Millionaires were surprised that we'd be running with an 8-run lead in the 8th inning.
I think you're right.
Nolan Walker is the batter. Right-hander up and throwing in the Edmonton bullpen, so perhaps Gillespie with a 1-inning distance tonight. You got a big ground ball double play, really helped him out. Here's the pitch. That's inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Nolan Walker.
And that looks like Zach Harrington down warming up in the bullpen. From Magnolia, Arkansas.
Ball's popped up, short left field. Muirmeyer, the shortstop, there to grab it. You got 2 away. Actually, the position players have not given up a run tonight. Up on the bump for the Melville Millionaires.
Oh, they've done pretty well.
Jake Geary tonight scored 3 times. He's 2 for 3. And he's got 2 runs batted in. So we'll have a pitching change, I would think, going to the top of the 9th. We'll have 1 position player change. We'll have a new ball player playing at third base. Ball is belted out into right field. That ball's not going to get caught by Ozow playing out in right field. It was over his head. Ball was hit pretty good. That'll be a 3-base hit and a run batted in. As Tyler Maskill comes in to score, and that'll make it a 10-1 lead.
Jake Geary is having himself a night, isn't he?
It looked like it was going to be a catchable ball, but
I did too. It looked like he was playing a little shallow and then didn't get the jump on it.
Mike Ozu started the game at first base, playing in right field. Could very well be a position he's not used to. So that'll be a 3-base hit and a run batted in. 10-1 ball game. And Javier Ramirez, he's got the best pull of the night for the Prospects. 3 hits and 4 tries. He really clobbered a pitch his last time up. Hit a bullet down the left field line that played it 2 runs.
And he is sure swinging a confident bat right now.
0-1 on Ramirez. Stretch here by Braden Dobbs in the pitch. Up a little high, 1 ball and 1 strike.
I just called that a strike.
You got to be kidding.
Oh, he did. I think he wants to go home early.
Dobbs, the 5th pitcher tonight. Tyler Price, the starter, he'll likely be the pitcher of record. 4 innings, he gave up 6 runs, but only 2 of them earned. William Halati, 2+ innings, 3 earned runs. Alden Horner worked an inning, came in out of right field and put up the zeros. Now it's Braden Dobbs in the pitch. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Threw him a strike and it's fouled away. Well, game moving along in nice order tonight. We're about 2 hours and 23 minutes in. Nice crowd on attendance, 2,354.
You know, all the pitchers that have been in tonight have worked fast.
There's a fly ball up the middle, and that should do it. Marcus Irving, the center fielder, there to make the snag, and that's it here in the bottom half of the 8th inning as the Prospects play to run. They do it on a hit, a big 3-base hit by Jake Geary. No errors and 1 man left on base. Pitching change coming up as we move to the 9th inning. Andrew Peart, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, guys. Here with Prospects pitcher Jesse Ponowazik. Take me through your night last night down in Swift Current, coming out of the pen in 7 1/3 innings. Just how are you able to be so effective?
Well, looking at the scoreboard, obviously we fell down early, and really all the team needed was a bunch of zeros. We're capable of scoring runs, and I knew that. Obviously, my goal anytime I'm pitching is to throw up as many zeros as possible, and obviously I did that, so that was pretty good, and left it up to Wiley to finish it off, and we scored that run, so it was a really good win for us, and we're back in the win column, feeling good.
Number of appearances already for you this year, and just 2 earned runs against. Just take me through your season. How dialed in have you been?
Dialed in, obviously, pretty well. I'm having a lot of fun. This is probably the best baseball I've ever been a part of, and I was really excited. Just want to do my part, be as effective as I can, learn as much as I can, and that's all I can ask for.
You mentioned having fun. It's a loose group, as you can see in behind us. Just what's this group been like as you guys now into month 2 here of the season?
It's been amazing. Since day 1, it instantly clicked with everyone, and we all joke around with each other, have a lot of fun. And obviously, when we're winning, it's a little more fun, have a little more fun with each other. So,
thanks for this, Jesse, and best luck next time you take the mound.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Guys, back up to you.
Here we go, and we have Zach Harrington taking the mound for the 9th inning. As we said earlier, he's from Magnolia, Arkansas, and he has become their closer. The last little while since Trevor Berg has got himself a starting role.
Magnolia, Arkansas, right-hander, 5'10" tall. They list him as 170 pounds. That's got to be soaking wet.
That's with all his uniform on.
11th relief appearance, 23 innings, 35 hits, 16 runs, 13 earned runs, 7 walks, 17 strikeouts, a 3-2 record. No saves and a 5.08 earned run average, and obviously not a save situation here tonight.
Tyler Maskell goes to 3rd base.
Marcus Irving, the center fielder, lead it off here against Zach Harrington. 9-run lead, 10-1 ball game. Big slow hook, a swing and a miss. Here's the pitch, and it's a bouncing ball. It's at fair territory at third base. Maskill gave chase, didn't have a chance on that ball. That'll be a sliding, well, it'll be a sliding you're out. That's a single to left field, and the put out will go 7-4.
See it on the replay. Hits the ball now. Look here, this is a very good throw.
Zach Thomas making the throw, and he airs out a perfect one-hop strike.
It is.
Although I think the runner's safe, but that doesn't matter.
It does kind of look like he got there first, doesn't it? But that was a heck of a throw.
So one gone here in the inning. Top half of the ninth inning, the pitch. And it's a bouncing ball to the shortstop. Ramirez gathers it in, throws to the target, 2 away. Jake Green will be the hitter.
Nice play by Ramirez. Kept down on that ball. And up, popped it to first. Good breaking ball for a strike. Zach Harrington is ahead of these batters. Throwing nothing but strikes.
Right-hander's delivery. Bottom fell right out of that pitch. Good, sharp breaking ball.
His breaking ball is really something tonight.
Barnett, they'll do it all again. We'll have it for you at about 10 minutes to 7 o'clock. And here's the 1-2 pitch. Ball is hit off the head of the bat. It's in foul territory down the line in right field. And there won't be a play for Hunt coming over. And we've got a matinee contest here on Sunday afternoon. Gates open up at 1 o'clock. Opening pitch slated to go at 2:05. Monday and Tuesday will be off. Brooks is going to be in here on Wednesday and Thursday. Next weekend, the prospects will be in Lethbridge. There's the pitch. Charged by Ramirez, makes a nice pick, and on the run, the throw to the bag will do it. Here in the top of the ninth inning, as the prospects have now won 3 consecutive ball games and start to move ever closer to that magic 500 mark. Ramirez has had a nice game tonight. He's fielded well, hit the ball well, and he gets the assist on the final put out of the ball game.
Actually, I think this is probably his best game as a prospect. Hit the ball very well, fielded clean everything today. Good throws.
Harrington's pitching line, a short one tonight, 1 inning distance, 0's over, 1 hit, and completes the ball game tonight. 1 run, 5 hits, 3 errors, 6 left on base for the Melville Millionaires. 10 runs on 12 hits, 1 error, and 8 left on base for the Edmonton Prospects, who are now 3 games off 500. They're 17-20, have won 3 consecutive ball games. The Millionaires fall to 13 victories and 20 losses, and it all came down to a potential ground ball double play in the first inning. Didn't get caught. You can't assume a double play, but that very easily could have been. One was a hard hit ball to the mound. They didn't make the play. The floodgates opened up before it was all done. 4 runs were in to score, only 1 of them earned.
That's right. It's amazing how a game can get away from a team so quickly.
The winning pitcher tonight, and he was worth the price of admission, Trevor Berg, 7 inning distance, 1 earned run on 5 hits, struck out 3, hit 1 batter. He'll improve his record to 2 victories and 2 losses through just a hair under 80 pitches tonight. 78 pitches, the majority of which were in the strike zone. Tyler Price, the starter, and he'll take the loss. He'll have the record of 0-5, a 4-inning distance, 6 runs, 2 earned, 8 hits, 1 strikeout, 2 base on balls. Andrew, it's all yours.
Thank you very much, Al. Standing by here with tonight's winning pitcher, Trevor Berg. And Trevor, just it seems like you built momentum each and every time heading out onto the mound. Just how did you feel up there tonight?
Felt good late in the game and got better as it went on. Just threw strikes, trusted my defense to make plays.
How nice is it when you're a starting pitcher, you get through the first inning, then your guys put up 4 spots in the bottom half?
Definitely makes it easier to pitch with a 4-run lead in the first, but mindset doesn't change. Just go after hitters.
You mentioned not changing the mindset there. We saw you early on in the year coming into the ball games out of the bullpen, now getting to start on a pretty regular basis. Does the mindset at all change on the day of a game now, knowing that you are for sure going into it?
Yeah, for sure. Like before, when I was in the bullpen, I didn't really know when I was going to pitch, but I show up to the ballpark knowing when I'm going to pitch, so I lock in early in the day and show up and ready to throw strikes.
Trevor, I appreciate the time. Go enjoy the win with your teammates.
Thank you.
Guys, that is Trevor Berg, tonight's winning pitcher for the Edmonton Prospects. Al, John, back up to you guys.
Seems to me that I look at some of our good starting pitchers, Hunter Boyd being one, Alton the other, the left-hander. They know that they've got a big outfield to work with, and they use it.
They really do. Knowlton will be going tomorrow night, and like all of these pitchers, they keep the ball down and force you to, but they get them either pop it up or high handle ground balls. And Berg was a prime example of that tonight. He did a tremendous job.
Well, there you have it. This one's in the books now. It's going to go into the books as a 2-hour, 31-minute ball game. 2,354 to watch it. The Prospects won it. Just positives all the way around. Beautiful warm night, good crowd on hand. We hope to do the same thing tomorrow. Weather looks great. Game 2, the series with the Melville Millionaires. Again, this one a 10-1 Prospect victory, and that's going to do it here tonight for everybody on the mobile telecast crew. Thank you very much for viewing in, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night, 10 minutes to 7 o'clock from Remax Field.